Hi, welcome to Self-Learning Tennis. This is Hamid. We are going to get started with the lesson series, which I mentioned earlier. So the first topic we are going to get started is the grips, various types of grips for the ground strokes. Thanks. Welcome to Self-Learning Tennis. This is Hamid. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to get started with a series of lessons in parallel to the drill. I'll be covering about 7 to 8 grips today. The first one will be about the Continental Grip, the traditional old school one, and then we'll be doing the forehand 1, 2, 3 types with and we'll talk about for each applications for the grip, and likewise the backhand, say 1, 2, 3. So roughly about 7 to 8 grips as we go around we are going to cover today. Thanks. The first one, general topics on the grips for the ground strokes. The first grip we are talking about is the Continental Grip. This is how we align our hand, the forehand over the racket handle for achieving the Continental Grip. So we're supposed to hold the racket with our left hand and then align the forehand with the V of the thumb and the index finger over the racket handle, the edge of the racket handle, like this. Minor overhang is allowed. So here's the Continental Grip. The application of the Continental Grip is both for the forehand ground strokes and the backhand ground strokes. So this is an old school method, the traditional one, like that. And the backhand, like that. Grip 1, that would be, again starting off our basics, we align the forehand, the V on the racket racket handle's edge, and we are going to rotate the plane of the racket head about 45 degrees from the player's perspective, roughly, for our discussion sake. So this we are going to call, this particular grip, we are going to call the forehand grip 1, and application of that grip is valid for the forehand flat type of shots as well as the forehand type grip 2. That will be along the same lines. We are supposed to rotate the racket face about 60 degrees from the vertical plane, which we talked about, and the V being locked. That is what we are going to call in our channel discussion the forehand grip 2. And again, the application, this one I would say, yeah, you can use it for forehand flat, but more recommended for forehand top spin one. So this will be achieving a lot of top spin, like about 60 degrees from the vertical plane. This would look like that, and locking the overhang as before. And the action for that would be something like this. When I have gone to the ball contact, you see how the racket face was aligning. It was kind of really brushing, achieving the brushing of the ball there. So that's where the top spin effect. Forehand grip 3 now. This is like a real focus, more bias towards achieving the top spin, good quality top spin. Same deal. We are going to lock our V but rotate the racket face, say 90 degrees kind of thing. So this would be like that. The V is aligned on the flat portion of the racket handle like this, and look at it how the racket face have rotated about 90 degrees. This will be achieving the good amount of top spin. And I have set the ball at the knee high, but the same concept will be okay if it is a waist height or above. So we are going to do the action for the, so I'll come close. Like another that. Forehand grip, interesting one, which is a kind of modern one. You see a lot of international players executing that. Achieve a lot of top spin. They go with having the grip, they go with the fingers beneath and they have the V on this edge like that. So it's very similar to our earlier presented forehand, but we achieved it like this. The V is over the racket flat face of the racket handle, but the internationally ranked players, some of them you'll see that they achieve it like. So here they usually go with the not the knee high, but mostly above the waist height. The action would be something like this, like that. So they really do the shearing with that racket. They really blast the ball in that fashion. Thanks. Let us get started now with the backhand grips. We will first cover the few common grips for the one-handed backhand, and then we'll also cover the two-handed backhand grips. So on the one-handed backhand grip, the first one in our discussion would be it's the forehand, the V on the Continental, what was aligned on the racket handle's edge, the top edge. Actually, the V would slide it towards the front face of the racket handle. So the V slides like that. So the power of the backhand would comes from the palms region about the thumb. That's where we are actually, it's kind of a pushing type of backhand grip. It's a basic one, and so I will demonstrate the action. So the trick is we hold the racket aligned like the Continental, and then we slip the V towards our inner side here like this, and the objective is we are going to push, achieve the backhand with a push. That's one. So here's the demonstration for just the action. Again on the waist height level, on a slow motion kind. The second type of the one-handed backhand grip would be similar to the Continental style. We are going to rotate the racket face about 45 degrees from the vertical plane, and we are going to lock the V undisturbed, like that. So this is like achieving both the flat of a backhand flat as well as the backhand some top spin. Very similar to the forehand grip one which we talked about, like 45 degrees. This is like a mirror image of that. So again, the overhang discussion is the same. A little bit of overhang of the racket into the palm is allowed. That it gives more ergonomics for the player, and that sort of thing. Convenience. Okay, right? And we'll do the action. Thank you. All right, the third type of the one-handed backhand grip would be locking the hand on the Continental grip. We start off, then actually we loosen our wrist to the backhand top spin posture, like a more backhand oriented posture, like that, like this. So we are not holding it like a strict rigid Continental. We are relaxing the wrist to achieve that 45 degrees. So the trick is in the wrist, this one. So they are going, that's the one-handed backhand, more biased to the achieving the backhand flat as well as the backhand top spin. But I personally use it for the backhand top spin, the more generous type of backhand top spin. Or a little bit bending, like that. So that's the third kind of one-handed backhand grip. Thanks. All right, the last, which is the fourth kind of the one-handed backhand grip, we are going to talk about it, is the same scenario, but we are going to rotate the racket head about 80 degrees and also the V. We are going to have the flexing on the wrist, so this is how it is. So it is kind of a Continental, again a Continental grip, but during our entire swing execution and the ball contact scenario, we are going to have our wrist relaxed about 80 degrees, or if you can achieve the 90 degrees, that's good, but I go with the 80 degrees. It's more convenient for the wrist. 90 degrees is kind of, you know, sometimes it's possible, but I would just for theoretical purpose, I would recommend 80 degrees. And so the wrist rotates along with the racket face. So something like this. Let's do a couple actions for this type of one-handed backhand scenario. Thank you.